Right guys, so we're up at the unit today. We're going to be doing some braided things. Look at this, I've got all my new braided fuel lines and brake lines. So I got these from Tegua. It's a Hell braided kit. It's going to replace all our hard brake lines, all the copper pipes that are in there. The reason for that is most of them are rusty, especially the rear ones. They've been rusty for quite a while. I've been meaning to change it for quite a while, and yeah, it's always kind of been in the back of my mind when I've been doing track days, like towards the back end of last year at least, because they just weren't in good condition. They've needed changing for a while, so we're going to do that. We've also got some braided fuel hose. It wouldn't have been too difficult to do those out of copper, but I thought, why not put some fancy braided stuff on it. This is going to run under the car anyway, it's not going to be internal, but you know, should be alright. We've also got an inline fuel filter, so we're going to be doing away with the Honda fuel filter and just running an inline one. This runs on an AN6 fitting, so I've got a big bag of those as well, so we'll be plugging the fuel line in with that. Now we've got some stuff coming next week from America, which I mentioned in the other video. So the fuel system on the car, as you see now, is going to be changing, because I've currently got, I'll show you quickly. The fuel system that I've got in the car at the minute is just an OEM DC5, and it's not very common that people run this, but it works well. Now the fuel rail and everything's fine, but if you look at everything else down here in my fuel pressure regulator, these lines are just, well, what are they? They're like fake AN fittings.
Just like hose tied in clip.
All this stuff came with the engine swap, when I bought the engine swap. So we just fitted it because we just wanted it working. And it has worked fine, but it's not the right stuff. And every time you open the bonnet, you get a nice whiff of fuel. Yeah, so we're going to be changing. We've got a new fuel rail coming. We're keeping the standard injectors because they're good enough for what we're doing. But we'll have a new regulator and new lines in here as well. And also we're getting rid of that fuel filter. So yeah, we're going to get cracking. I don't know which video we'll be doing, but we need to get cracking. We've only got a few weeks left. So that K20EG that we saw at Cadwell yesterday just come up to the unit and give me a right surprise. It's actually one of Josh's mates, I didn't realise. It's pretty cool. Wonder if he'll mind if I pop the bonnet. I love K20EGs. DC2 type arm mats as well. Recaro pole position, best seat in the world. That's a bit loose, isn't it? Okay. There we go. Hey, look at that. It's a bit like Joe's car, isn't it? These hoses, they're what Josh runs on his as well. They're really good for engine swap cars. You can get them on eBay. Just flexi radiator hoses. It can be quite hard to get hoses that fit on K-swap cars, so they're a good idea. Looks like he's got the same braided fuel hoses I've got as well. Look down there. Sweet. Very nice. Cut out his spare tyre well. Centre X exhaust. And the thing is on these, like, you have to come behind the subframe, otherwise it would be far too low to the ground. Right guys, got the car up on all fours now, so now comes the messy part of removing all the old lines. So I think I might do the fuel lines first. If you remember, I actually drilled into my fuel line twice before, so they're right down there and they're fucked anyway. It could be a bit of a bitch job on the floor, but we'll have a go. I think we might be able to just cut them from one side and drag them through. Alright, I'm just taking these fuel lines off, and you'll notice this one's rubber. Can you see that? See the rubber? This is the fuel line that I drilled through when I was fitting my battery. I'm going to cut this and see what happens. Oh, actually got it. That was uneventful. Yeah, this is probably the easy part, I reckon, just taking it all off. But I thought it might be the fun part, but it's not. I've got so much rust in my eye. Oh, no. Ta-da! Alright, one off, couple to go. It's stuck on. Oh, there we go. Just needed a left hand. Probably chucking fuel everywhere. Alright, fuel lines are off. Brake lines now. Down change is doing the vlogging for me. Yeah. So. Yeah, good car, Mike. Sammy's car's the best.
Sam's.
Sam's car's the
Whoa,
best. Yeah, that's a beast.
That.
I just fucking love it, man. Just
They're rare,
you
these.
just take a look at it, and it's just like, what more could you want from a car?
Well, this is it. That ED's alright as well.
Yeah, it's alright.
But yeah.
I'm not a driver out.
Can't believe you bought a fucking keyring for your car.
Yeah, sick, innit? High brake line. I don't need these, do I?
No.
I've never done this before. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Well, I know I ain't. I can't really help. Sorry, you
Cut that. It's not going to fuck anything, is it?
What?
'Cause that's what me and you unscrew into. Right?
I don't know.
I'll just do it. That was easy.
Yeah.
Not really. I can take all this off as well, can't I? The fuel filter. Don't need that.
Although, I just want to say if it all goes wrong.
But
Not my fault.
what, you're editor in chief now.
Oh.
We're in this together.
My technical support.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sorry, Joe's not here. It's not going to set on fire.
What are you doing now?
I nearly got my fuel filter off. But it's like a lot in the way. And it really smells of fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, it will do, but it's alright.
It smells like petrol. Oh, it's fuel. Yeah, it will be fuel. It's hissing. Right, that's all the front brake lines off and everything off the prop valve. So you've got these two now that go to the back. Right, I've cut these rear lines from underneath and I'm hoping that I'll just be able to pull and they'll come out. Perfecto.
One bang.
It's actually going really well so far. I'm much better at taking things apart than I am putting them back together.
Yeah.
Got some posh P clips on it. Yeah, I nearly got them all off.
No, you've had a bad time with it. Oh, fuck, nearly getting the fuel in my eye.
Getting his leg over. Is that like yoga or something, Dan?
What am I doing? Yeah. Right guys, just a quick update on where we're at. So, all the old stuff is off. So we've got my old fuel lines, my old brake lines, the old fuel pressure regulator and the lines that were in the engine bay. Fuel filter's off as well, because we've got the inline one to put on. Josh has just come back from the shop. Can you? Thanks. Thanks. Cheers. Just what I wanted. The room. Right, I've just measured out the fuel hose and it's only about 5 metres. Luckily, it's just less than 2.5 metres each. So if we just cut it straight down the middle, we'll have a bit of slack to play with as well. You can't cut these with like a hacksaw or anything though. You've got to use a slitting disc on an angle grinder or something thin and fast.
Using a hacksaw personally with it taped up. Not one of them.
Safety first.
Oh my god.
I don't think I put the disc on tight.
This was dangerous. Fuck
Alright.
me, man.
Good job I had the-
I knew
Good
it
job I had the
was let
same.
you do it to do it. Fuck's sake.
What's wrong with that? It's not how it's meant to be, is it?
You knew say I need looking after.
Yeah. Thanks.
But did you just do it by hand?
Have you seen my baseball?
You just do it by hand?
No, I didn't do that at all. Have you seen there's
Oh,
something
you
about
put it
Mary?
the wrong way around,
No.
look.
Have you seen there's something about Mary?
You put it on the wrong... Do you wanna learn?
Have you seen my baseball? I know how to do it.
You do it, put it on the wrong way around.
These are 621 earmuffs.
If you use your initiative,
What?
you got the flat bit there.
What? Say that again.
Don't matter.
I did use a flat bit.
He didn't. You had it the wrong way. You had that bit on, so it wasn't even touching the disc. Nearly fucking got a slitting disc to the face then.
Yeah, but he's got earmuffs on there, so it's alright.
That's why I wear safety
You're
goggles.
really safe, Ali G.
You'd have started grinding and it would have just gone.
Thanks, Josh.
Safe, mate.
That's how you do it. already recording. Sound. Right, I'm going to try and show you what's going on here. Oh, you're not going to be able to see, are you? Can you see? Is it focusing? Basically, this is where the old fuel and brake lines used to run. So there used to be, what, 5 lines here before going to the back. But now there's just going to be these 2 fuel hoses. So we'll get some clips on them, get them tied to the chassis. All the brake lines are going to be run internally inside the car. And that's because we've got the brake bias valve running past like where the handbrake is as well, so we can adjust the bias to the rear brakes. So we've got all this room now for these, so just get some clips around them, make them all tight. Job's a good one. And they're coming round, and you can't see up there, can you? No, you can't see up there. Can I get the torch? So they just go under the subframe and up into the engine bay from there. And then back here, they just go up into the fuel tank. Right, so you can see those 2 in there, just sat chilling, so they'll be for the coming out of the fuel tank. And then when we go around to the engine bay, and here they are again. Ta-da! So they'll both go into the fuel pressure regulator, and then they'll have one feed off the regulator into the fuel rail. So yeah. We've just discovered something a bit savage on Josh's car. Well, Josh has discovered it. So he had a knock yesterday whilst driving to Cadwell, and he's just having a look around his car, and he's discovered this. I'll see if you can spot what it is first. Why is there an oil pump there? Right. Big dint. Right, if you can't quite make it out, there's a big dint in Josh's sump. Now these K24s versus the K20s, they have a steel sump on there, whereas the K20 is an alloy sump. Obviously steel bends, alloy doesn't, and
That would have smashed.
yeah, say if you had a K20 in there, the sump would have probably smashed and yeah, probably had a real bad time. But this does present another problem. You all know Joe, who's been on the channel a couple of times. His K20 EG didn't last very long because this happened. He had a dint in his sump, didn't realise, and the engine starved itself of oil, and that's why his EG is off the road at the minute. So that could have very nearly happened to Josh as well if he's not spotted it. So he spotted it now, but he does need to use his car for work tomorrow, so I don't know what he's going to do. What are you going to do? He's just picked up a K24 oil pump there. That was the oil pump that was on the floor, and it looks like there is enough room for the pickup to still get oil, so the engine should be fine. I mean, it did a full day at Cadwell, so it's obviously still getting oil.
If it was on the way to Cadwell, it might have been at Cadwell somewhere. If I hit a curb big or something.
Yeah, we think it was on the way to Cadwell, but it might have been actually at Cadwell as well. It might have even been on the way home, really. Could have been any time, but it's bad. That's one thing about these K-swaps is the engines do sit lower in the older chassis. Right guys, that's the fuel hoses on pretty much. They're not tacked underneath yet, and they're not doing anything in the engine bay, but they're onto the fuel lines coming out of the tank. As I was doing that, I noticed a bit of movement in the tank as well. Went underneath and one of the straps wasn't quite tight, so I've just been tightening that up as well. That was a bit of a bitch to do, bit of a twat to get into on the rear subframe, but managed to get it tight. Don't want it falling off again around the Nürburgring, so made sure it's nice and tight this time. Obviously a bit of slack, but you know, there was quite a lot of slack in it. We're just labelling up our brake hoses now. They've not come with any markings on, so we're just going to put some masking tape round and go by the drawing that Josh Mee sent me. Well, thanks for the drawing, by the way, Josh. I don't know if you watched the videos, but the chap who's building quite a sick DC2 sent me all his measurements, because it's not that I couldn't be arsed doing it. I just, for some reason, my head wasn't working that day and I couldn't work out how to measure lines. As silly as it sounds, I don't know, I just couldn't get my head around it. So yeah, so thanks for the measurements. So we're just going to go around, label them up now, and we might put a couple in place, but it's getting pretty late and it's pretty cold, so I can't see us doing too much more today. Right guys, that's all the lines all labelled up. All the measurements look good, so thanks to Teguo for that. Although you seem to have missed some T-pieces for me, which I was supposed to be getting. So I'll be having words tomorrow with Matt. But yeah, apart from that, looks really good. They look like decent quality. That's what Josh runs as well, these Hell braided lines, so they look alright. We're going to call it a night though, because it's getting pretty late. It's like 6 o'clock, and I've got the big drive down to Reading tomorrow in some car. I don't know where it's going to be. That's going to be fun. Looking forward to having a mystery rental car. Hopefully it's something cool. Hopefully it's not like a Golf Estate or something, or the absolute worst car it could be would be an Astra Estate. I'd fucking hate that. Nah, Insignias, I don't know. I'm not really a Vauxhall guy, but I'll get to why in the Q&A video. There's been about 50 comments as well, 50 questions I need to go through and answer. I reckon one night this week when I'm bored down in Reading because I'll not have a lot to do in the evenings, I'll probably do the Q&A video. So look out for that. It's probably going to be really long and probably really boring, but I guess some people will watch it because I've had so many questions, so there must be some people wanting to see it. Yeah, just to recap then, we've got all the old brake lines, all the old fuel lines off, the old fuel pressure regulator's gone, so is the old fuel filter. That'll probably just go in the bin, all that, I think. The regulator was making some funny noises. Might keep it for spares just in case, but it was making some funny noises before we took it off. So we've started putting the braided fuel lines in. They're pretty much in place now. We just need tacking in from underneath. And yeah, once we got all the fuel parts over from the mystery American company, we'll be able to finish that. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video where I'll be driving a mystery rental car, and I might do some of the Q&A in the car, to be fair, on the drive down. That's not a bad idea. We'll see. Alright, see you later. See you, Josh.
Yeah.